Before starting this video, very quickly, I want to ask, what is it with white women and genocide? Because you see, a couple of months ago, I did this video where we saw this white South African woman calling for the genocide of Black South Africans. For those of you who missed that video, I'm going to link it down below in the description. Fast forward to today. Now again, we are seeing another white woman calling for the genocide of non-white people. So me, I'm wondering, what exactly is the deal with these women and genocide? But without further ado, let's roll the clip.
I think there should be another genocide. Or a genocide.
You say genocide, you mean the women, the children, the kids?
Absolutely.
Why?
She's holding them right there. Those
Because
two
they're a
reasons.
poison and they need to be eradicated so my children and all the other white children have a chance in this world.
And you think genocide's the answer?
Yes.
How ironic, really, that we are watching a white person call non-white people poison. It's very ironic, isn't it? She is the one who's presently acting like a poison on camera. She is presently being a poison in this world by making such an evil statement. By her having such thoughts to begin with, this one, do yama yama, this one is beyond redemption. But she thinks it's other people that are the poison in this world. And the fact that she said all of this very boldly on camera, she even said it in front of her children. This right here is proof that racism is not coming to an end anytime soon, because these folks pass down racism from generation to generation like it's some family heirloom or something. Just look at her, you know that she's definitely poisoning those kids with the poison she has in her.
This video is for those of you all who, when you do acknowledge racism, act like it's some mythical creature thousands of years in the past that we somehow managed to vanquish. But you can't give me a date to when that vanquishing occurred. This video clip shows how racists are raising their children to be racist and instilling them with the idea that racism is their birthright and it will help them protect the world that they believe they own. Let that sink in.
And it's so crazy when you think about it on a larger scale, the history of these people, how they actively went around the world being a poison, just walking around like a big ball of virus, committing atrocities left, right, center. But now we watch them call us, the people who suffered at the end of their brutality, at the end of their violence, poison. I mean, just look at this woman. Me, I'm like, madam, you obviously have more bigger issues to be worrying about in this life. But here you are, investing all of your energy into being a better racist. Like racism is somehow going to make your life better. Watching this woman speak, something just came to my head right now. It's crazy how these people still haven't come to the realization that the reason why they are white is because non-white people exist. If non-white people cease to exist, they won't be white. And it's also crazy to me that these people haven't realized yet that the reason why they have and enjoy white privilege right now is because non-white people exist. If non-white people don't exist, they won't have white privilege because they would just be dealing with themselves. They would not be prioritizing themselves because they would have no other people to prioritize themselves over. So when this woman says that, oh, they should eradicate other people so her children and other white children can have a better chance in life, I'm like, your children won't automatically start having a better chance in life when you eradicate other races. Your children will still have to compete with the other white people. Then you guys will be competing with yourselves. Then you guys will be fighting yourselves like you guys did in the past before you invented racism. That's exactly what you guys will be doing. You guys will be killing each other like you guys did in the past. But in this woman's little racist head, she thinks that, oh, if we eradicate everybody, then her and her children are going to automatically have a better life. No, you and your children will be competing with other white people. And trust me, the 1% who is going to be controlling you guys then would not care about you just because you are white. But to sum this all up, I think what is presently causing these people's frustration is the fact that they are now starting to realize just how mediocre that they actually are. Because you see, in the past, all they needed to bring to the table was their whiteness, and all of their dreams would come true. But now that they find themselves in a world where they have to compete with other people, they are now starting to realize that they cannot actually compete because they do not compare. While for the past 400 years, they were just being mediocre and their whiteness was making all of their dreams come true, other races of people actually had to work, improve their skill, have talent, build up certain qualities in themselves like tenacity and all of that good stuff that they actually need to push forward in life. But white people have over the years just been sitting back and being white. They didn't need to build or work on themselves or have talent, because just being white was all the talent you would ever need, right? But now that times are changing, the mediocrity that used to cut it for them in the past isn't cutting it for them anymore. So they are falling back in line and having to watch other non-white people progress in life, and they can't stand it. And this is why we see people like her calling for the genocide of non-white people, because in her small ray to the cis head, if we can eradicate all of these non-white people, then we can have a fighting chance, because then we won't have to compete with these people. They'll be gone. We'll just be here winning and winning and winning, right? We won't have to deal or have to be forced to compete with these non-white people anymore, because they won't be here. But like I said earlier, this woman still haven't gotten the reality check, the real reality check that she has to get, or she needs to get, which is the fact that, like I said earlier, even if you eradicate all non-white people, you still would have to compete. Yes, you won't be competing with non-white people, but you still will be competing with the bunch of white people that you would now be living with. Which is why I wonder also, when you put into consideration the fact that they are still going to have the 1% of white people controlling them and dictating what kind of life they would have, why do these people think their lives will be any better if non-white people cease to exist?
This is going to be hard for a lot of females to hear, but I want you to pay very close attention to me. If the day ever comes where your white supremacist boyfriends and husbands get their wish, and every single minority in this country is killed or ran away, it is going to be hell for you. I want you to look me in the face when I say this. It is going to be hell for you. Because do you think in your little heart of hearts that somehow getting rid of every single minority that walks the face of America is somehow going to give you equality and partnership with those same white men? Do you not understand how this works? You see, these white men are gonna find somebody to subjugate. And if they get rid of all the minorities for the white men and the white women, guess what your ass just became? You will now be sitting in the same seat that we are. And you will be subjugated to those same white men. That is why watching white women advocate for a complete eradication of all minorities in this country is hilarious. As if somehow you are going to be equal with those same white men that you now support. Nothing in this world works that way. If you're going to give white men enough power to get rid of minorities, you will not be equal to them. They are going to subjugate you just as much as they want to subjugate us. So for this lady to say that she wishes for a genocide or another genocide, she obviously doesn't realize that if we're all gone, she's going to be under the boot of the same men she advocated for in the first place. I am just saying.
Very valid point our good brother just brought up. Maybe they would listen, maybe they won't, but that's their business. I want to add my 2 cents though very quickly. Isn't it crazy how, let's say for a moment that this dream of hers comes true? These same white women are going to be betting the men who are going to be putting them through the hell that brother pointed out in his video. It's quite interesting when you think about it, isn't it? I mean, we don't even have to think too far into the, hypothetical future that whatever it is she's speaking of happens, right? We can look at society today. Like if you look at what is happening in America, in the United States of America, with the turn of Roe v. Wade and all of the things that are happening with white men in politics trying to take autonomy over women's body. You see what they are doing there, right? So you know exactly how these women are going to be treated in this their new world where other races don't exist and it's just going to be them and their men. You know exactly how they're going to be treated. If this woman's dream ever comes true, that would mean white supremacy would cease to exist, because you would not need white supremacy if all you have is white people. If white supremacy stops to exist, that's the day white women would finally come to realize exactly what they mean to white men and what position they hold in society. But anyways, guys, let me know down below in the comment section what you think about all of this. Thank you very much for watching, and of course, as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.